So Todd and Andrew out here on the porch of Summer Kitchen getting ready for the wine tasting part of this. So if you've been watching the history, hopefully you had some fun and learned something. If you fast forwarded till you saw the wine, shame on you. There's kids all across this nation who are trying to learn from all their online classes, and you all are fast forwarding. Well, all right, let's drink some wine. Andrew.
So first, I should have done this when we started this video. So just to assure all of our viewers, I just want to let you know that we are appropriately distanced. Don't touch it. I'm going to have to retract this in just a second. So we're good. Yep, we're at 6 feet. I think we're safe. So here we go. You got your wine. Good. Here we go. All right, so starting off with the 2018 Summer Kitchen Rosé. This is the second vintage that we've produced, the Summer Kitchen Rosé. The first vintage that we produced was the 2017, and that was a slightly different style. It's a rosé, a dry rosé from Syrah, and in the 2017 vintage, what we actually did was we actually added a little bit of Sauvignon Blanc to the rosé to kind of brighten it up a little bit, add a little bit more acidity, and we really liked that dynamic. Something a little bit different to the rosé, just a different dimension. So when we were getting ready to produce the 2018 rosé, we picked the Syrah again, intending to use that yet again as a dry rosé. But if you know anything about 2018, it was a dramatically low yield of our harvest. And so our overall yield of the Syrah was quite low. And we were also looking for a different dynamic, a different dimension again to add to the rosé. So we were actually harvesting our Viognier at the same time and decided to do a 50-50 co-ferment, Côte d'Aron style dry rosé from Syrah and Viognier together, producing this bright, really dynamic, expressive rosé. As you smell it, take a second. You hopefully have poured yourself a little bit already in your glass and are ready to taste with us. So give it a little bit of a swirl, give it a nice sniff, put your nose in the glass. If you've never tasted before, this is going to be a lot of fun. Here we go. So give it a nice swirl, stick your nose in there, really nice deep inhale, breathe in those aromatics. So what hits me initially, I really get a lot of that Viognier influence. Get more tropical notes, a bit more floral, just really inviting aromatics to start off on the nose. Then, give it a second, let your nose get used to it, really bring in those flavors, and then go ahead and take a sip, see how it is.
Yeah, so Andrew, one of the things that's fun about this wine in particular compared to the 17 is how the Viognier really hits you on the nose.
Definitely.
And then this typical rosé sort of kicks in.
Yeah, then on the palate, I think the dry rosé from Syrah, you get a little bit more of this savory note. It is a little bit softer, not quite as bright and acidic as the 2017 was, but again, you still get some really nice fruit, nice strawberry notes that you quite often expect from a traditional dry rosé. But yeah, I think the complementary notes of the Syrah and the Viognier really serve this wine very well. Get some great floral notes, a little bit more subtle palate, but still get some really nice fruit to it.
Yeah, one of the nice things, of course, that came out of the 18 harvest was it challenged us a bit to be creative. This was one of the first things we put together as far as creativity early in the season, if you will, in 19 as we played with the 18 harvest. We were real happy to come out of the box with this.
Yeah.
I know we did mention early on that we were going to talk a little bit about the naming convention and how it is that you wound up with Summer Kitchen Rosé. And so it's kind of funny as you hear all the stories about Summer Kitchen and kind of what led us to this rosé. We thought originally we'd name a white red Summer Kitchen, and then we had our 17 rosé, as Andrew mentioned, Sauvignon Blanc in there, but it was a Syrah-based rosé, which is a little unusual. The Summer Kitchen, as we think about our buildings, it used to be over there by the main house, belongs next to the main house, but here it is sort of out randomly wait as you're going through the year, and you wonder if it's going to be a good red or if it's going to be a rosé. And in this particular case, 2 years in a row, we've made rosé from it, and it just seemed a nice fit for Summer Kitchen in that it's repurposed it. Summer Kitchen, no longer a kitchen, now it's a cottage. It used to be an office. Syrah, sometimes it's a big bold red, sometimes it's a rosé, and in these 2 years, a rosé with Sauvignon Blanc and then a rosé with Viognier. So it's actually been the perfect name for Summer Kitchen, for the Summer Kitchen rosé.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as Todd alluded to, Syrah is a finicky varietal in Virginia. It suited us very well to make rosé with the first 2 vintages. And in 2019, again, watching the growing season, watching the Syrah, how it was doing, 2019 was a phenomenal growing season. So, especially as we got through Veraison and watching the ripening of the grapes, we were really hopeful that we'd be able to use the Syrah as a Syrah. We knew that it would do well for us as a rosé if we wanted to make another rosé out of it, but the growing season continued to be very nice. We let the fruit hang, and we actually did pick the Syrah and are currently aging it in barrel. It's going to be a small batch, but we're excited to be able to offer a straight Syrah, probably about a year or so away from now, but really excited to see that. Don't worry, there will be another rosé. It'll be a dry rosé again, but primarily from Cabernet Franc.
So as we talk about this wine a little bit, Andrew, maybe you talk about rosé and how we make rosé, or how rosé is made.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So rosé, I mean, what kind of sets it apart is obviously its color. It's quite often paler or pink. It's not always intended for bachelorettes. Don't worry, it's okay. It is delicious. Anyone can enjoy rosé. So what gives it the color is the color of the skin. So you can make a rosé out of basically any red grape. So as we bring the fruit in, quite often what we'll do is with the Syrah, because it is such a hardy grape and it has such a thick, dynamic skin, we'll quite often press it right away. And we'll get a fair amount of color extracted from the juice just initially on that first press. If you're familiar with Virginia wine, you've probably seen rosé from some other varietals. Merlot does great, Cabernet Franc as well, which is coming in our 2019. And quite often, with those, in order to get that color and that structure, you might leave the juice on the skins for a little bit longer to extract some of that color, because again, it's the skin that gives the color and the pigmentation of the wine. For us, with that Syrah, we were able to press it right away and came out with a really nice, beautiful tone to it. And then once it's pressed off, it's aged in tank, in a stainless steel tank. It's not going into an oak barrel or anything. It's better suited to be in a stainless steel tank where the aromatics and the true fruit tones are not going to be hidden or masked or overwhelmed by too much oak and too much structure. You want the rosé to be bright and vibrant and refreshing, especially to be enjoyed on bright spring and summer days, something that you can enjoy near the pool. That's going to be refreshing. You want those characteristics that you're going to get from aging it in stainless steel. And then you don't also have to age it quite as long. You're not expecting the extraction from the oak, so you have a little bit more control over how long it's aging, and then when you're able to bottle it and release it to enjoy.
So, Summer Kitchen, historically a workplace, now a cottage tied to weddings and therefore a lot of celebrations. The Summer Kitchen Rosé, also a great celebratory wine, served chilled by the poolside or whatever your pleasure. Enjoy the Septenary 2018 Summer Kitchen Rosé. Next stop on our tour is the Carriage House, which will be fun as well. Anything else?
That's it. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you.